Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome. It's now time for the featured bout of the evening. From the four corners of the world, to the four corners of this ring, the fight starts now!
Boxing's Australian debut with this outstanding domestic showdown we're going to see tomorrow night on DAZN between Queenslander Liam Paro and Sydney-sider Brock Jarvis. Ben Damon here in Brisbane alongside Stevie Spark, who fights for Matchroom in the US on November the 12th. But Stevie, we're here ahead of this outstanding fight between Paro and Jarvis, and you can feel the tension around here, can't you? This is a big fight.
We sure can. There's a lot of animosity between the camps here, and just excited to be part of a historic weekend here.
Great to have you with us, Stevie. We'll be joined by Jeff Horn on this broadcast as well tomorrow night, wherever you're watching right around the world. And there have been dramas. There's been scales swapped through the course of the morning. The camps are really going at each other. It's a fight that means an awful lot. What are you feeling about this fight between Paro and Jarvis? One we've been edging towards for a little while, now that we're finally here.
Yeah, look, it's very exciting. I think the Australian public is itching to see this fight. Probably a fight that we didn't expect to see with the weight classes differences, but here we are. There's a lot of animosity. I think both of these men really want to win and have a point to prove. Outstanding
undercard as well. We'll be weighing in all of the fighters on this card very, very shortly. They're just about ready to go. In fact, the first of the fights is going to be between Dylan Biggs and Mirko Pizi. I'll just ask you quickly about that fight, because they're two guys that you've sparred plenty. What do you feel about this one?
Yeah, it's a great fight. I've sparred both of these boys, and I think this is going to be one that will steal the show as well. It's a big step up for both of them. I think it's going to be who handles their big moment.
Okay, let's get them out and onto the scales. And for the first time today, it is a good afternoon to our ring announcer. This is James O'Shea.
Well, thank you very much, Ben Damon, and ladies and gentlemen, welcome along to wonderful Brisbane, Queensland, Australia. We start a brand new era in boxing in this country. This is DAZN Down Under, presented to you, of course, by Mr. Eddie Hearn from Matchroom Boxing. We'll have our fighters jump up onto the scales. First of all, I'd like to say a big thank you to our major sponsors, to Sporting News, JD Sports and Stagefront for their support here. This is DAZN Down Under, so ladies and gentlemen, let's get the fighters out for the first fight, what will be a big card of action here from the South Bank Piazza. Fight number one, ladies and gentlemen, on our card. We'll fight 8 by 3-minute rounds, and we will do it for the Australasian Super Welterweight title. We'll bring the two fighters forward. First of all, he will be the challenger fighting out of the red corner. This is Dylan Biggs, and his opponent fighting out of the blue corner, the champion, Mirko Pizi. So first of all, ladies and gentlemen, so Dylan Biggs, the boat is at storm, jumps on to the scales. 6 professional fights, 6 wins. $69.4 for the boat as it storm. Dylan Biggs. Next, jumping on to the scales, he will be the reigning, defending champion, the Australasian Super Welterweight champion. This is Mirko Pizi. Mirko travels to us today, originally from Rome, Italy, now calling Sydney home under the guidance of Tony Del Vecchio from the Bondi Boxing Club. He'll defend the belt, ladies and gentlemen. This is Mirko Pizi. 69.56. So both fighters coming in under the limit there of 69.85. We'll fight 8 by 3-minute rounds. This kicks off our card, ladies and gentlemen. It will be for the Australasian Super Welterweight title. Your challenger out of the red corner from Bow Desert, Dylan Biggs. Champion out of Rome, Italy. Now based out of Sydney, Mirko Pizi. 8 by 3-minute rounds.
So that is the first of the bouts that we'll see on Before the Bell tomorrow night, live from Brisbane. It's Dylan Biggs and Mirko Pizi. As I mentioned, Stevie, two fellas that you know plenty about. Gee, they're looking in fantastic condition.
They really do. And look, this is champion versus challenger. It's not for a vacant title. We have Pizi who's defending his title, so he's not going to let that go very easily. It's going to be a great fight.
And what a strange scenario we have with the next of our fights. Jalen Tate, we've seen plenty of him. 9-0 as a pro. He's taking on a debutant in Reese Evans, but a debutant with plenty of background. What do you know about him?
Mate, I don't know a whole lot about Reese Evans, but I know a lot about Jalen Tate. We've done many rounds together, and he's a great fighter, and I think he's going to go out there and look to perform.
Okay, let's get them out. Here's James.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, next up to jump on to the scales. This one, 8 by 3-minute rounds. Our Australasian lightweight title, 61-2-3 the limit. Now, ANBF inspector overseeing our weigh-ins here today, Mr. John Hogg. Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, please welcome to the scales. He'll fight out of the red corner. This is Reese Evans. And his opponent fighting out of the blue corner, reigning defending champion. This is Jalen Tate. So Reese Evans jumps onto the scales from Gladstone. 60.84. So for Reese Evans from Gladstone, his opponent Jalen the Wolf Tate from Townsville jumps up onto the scales. 60.8. Jalen the Wolf Tate, reigning defending champion here. The Australasian lightweight title, second of our title fights.
So that's our Australasian lightweight title fight. Reese Evans and Jalen Tate both making the weight there. Stevie Spark, you've seen plenty of Jalen Tate. He looks pretty classy. What do you like most about him?
Yeah, look, he's a very slick southpaw, and I'm very excited to see him perform. Again, this is another Australasian title, so it's going to be a great fight.
It certainly is, and we'll weigh in the next of our fighters very shortly. We've got Rocky Ogden and Ben Cameron Hands, and Ogden is looking to win a second Australian title in his third fight. He's getting busy early, Stevie.
He is, and look, he's transitioned well over from Muay Thai, and he's doing great.
Yeah, he certainly is. Let's get them out. Here's James.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, next up to jump onto the scales of this night of boxing, headlined by title fight after title fight. This time, 10 by 3-minute rounds, and we do it for the Australian Super Featherweight title. 58.96 is the limit. We'll get our two fighters onto the scales. First of all, red corner fighter. This is Rocky Ogden. And his opponent fighting out of the blue corner, Ben Cameron Hands. So first up, Rocky Ogden, 2 fights, 2 wins, looking to become a 2-division national champion. 58.92 for Ogden. And next up, ladies and gentlemen, another undefeated Queenslander. This is Ben Cameron Hands. 58.62. All Queensland showdown, 2 undefeated fighters, an Australian title there for the taking. So 2-0 versus 3-0. Ogden looking to become a 2-division national champion. Cameron Hands looking to keep his O intact and win his first belt. Ladies and gentlemen, what a cracking fight.
So that's Ben Cameron Hands and Rocky Ogden, 2 undefeated fighters in the early stages of their professional boxing careers. Looks like a really good fight, that one, Stevie. Who are you leaning towards?
It is really good, and you'd have to lean towards Ogden, you know, stepping up now and being his second weight class. He's going after the Australian title, but, you know, Sam Cameron Hands is no slouch. He's coming to take this man out.
Yeah, It's a really good-looking fight, and so is this one. Matteo Tapia, someone we've seen plenty of televised throughout Australia and around the world in recent years, and he takes on a tough one as well. 2 undefeated fighters in this one, and Abdoulaye Sako is formerly Abdoulaye Mayweather, but he's going by Sako in this fight, and 2 undefeated fighters, and what a fight this looks like, Stevie.
It is. It's another 50-50 fight on this card, and these boys are going to put on a hell of a show.
Yeah, it's great to get fights like this one made, so we'll get them up and weigh them in for what looks like a brilliant bout. Here's James.
Thanks very much, Ben. Well, ladies and gentlemen, next up on to the scales. This time we fight for the WBA Oceania Super Middleweight title. The WBA supervisor for this contest is Mr. Brad Vicali. And again, ladies and gentlemen, somebody's always going to go in this fight. Let's bring out the 2 fighters. First of all, fighting out of the red corner, he will be the challenger. This is Abdoulaye Sako. And his opponent, the defending champion, this is Cesar Matteo Tapia. So Abdoulaye Sako, ladies and gentlemen, 7-0. Currently the Australian super middleweight champion steps up to fight here for the WBA Oceania super middleweight title. Cesar Matteo Tapia, defending champion, world rated. Jumping onto the scales, first of all, ladies and gentlemen, make some noise. This is Abdoulaye Sako. $75.92 for Sako. And next, jumping onto the scales, reigning, defending Oceania champion in the WBA. This is Cesar Matteo Tapia. 75.86 for Tapia. So 2 fighters making weight, so undefeated versus undefeated. Sako, Australian champion, challenging the champion here of the WBA Oceania Super Middleweight division in Cesar Matteo Tapia.
No.
So the first little bit of fire we've seen there at today's weigh-in. It's 14-0 and 7-0. They're going back towards each other, in fact, these 2 fighters. Tapia and Sako ahead of an outstanding super middleweight bout that we will see as part of this stacked card for Matchroom in Brisbane tomorrow night. Stevie, a pronounced height and reach advantage, you'd think, for Sako.
There is, and they're both supremely confident.
Yeah, they really are. 2 very high-quality fighters, and I think we're going to be joined by them very shortly as well, Sako and Mayweather. You would have seen both of these guys in action previously. What have you made of them?
Yeah, I have. I've seen Tapia fight, and I think I'm going to have to lean with him on this one. He's defending his WBO Oceania title, and it's for a world ranking.
Okay, well, we're about to be joined by Sako as well, who's going to come in between us here. Spoke well yesterday at the press conference. We'll test him out with a quick chat here as well. Speaks a number of languages, so Stevie, if you want, you can throw something at him in French or whatever you choose.
I'll have a crack.
Yeah, we'll get him over here shortly. Sako ahead of this one between Matteo Tapia and Abdoulaye Sako. Just firstly, what does a fight like this, on a show like this, mean to you?
But it's gonna be a good challenge for me because it's undefeated fight. But anyway, I'm ready for him.
And weigh-in went good. The emotions are high. You're feeling good. Can you give us a prediction for tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. You know what you're gonna do tomorrow. What's gonna happen tomorrow. We're ready for that.
Thank you so much. That is one of our fighters. We're joined by Cesar Matteo Tapia as well. 14-0 as a professional so far. How are you feeling? You've just weighed in ahead of a fight against a fellow undefeated fighter on a big show like this. Any nerves about this one?
Yeah, there's always nerves, but I've never, I've fought, as I said before, I fought 3 undefeated fighters, so I know what the feelings are like, I know what he's feeling, and I've been there before. I just have to show up Saturday night.
He's a big, tall dude.
Same height, mate. I don't know what he's on there.
Do you think so?
Yeah. Yes, yesterday he wasn't, but today he was same height.
Look, Caesar, he wouldn't really give us a prediction on his, but can you give us a prediction and tell us how you see this fight going tomorrow night?
I don't like predictions. I'm just going to go out there and do my job Saturday night, and that's give the fans a good show and win. That's all I can.
All the best.
Great fight. Yeah, good luck to Cesar Tapia and Abdullah Sako. We're going back to James for our next weigh-in.
Thanks very much, Ben. Well, ladies and gentlemen, next fight on our card. Again, one of the great feature bouts on this card presented by Mr. Eddie Hearn's Matchroom Boxing. 10 by 2-minute rounds, and we fight for the Commonwealth Featherweight title. Your Commonwealth Boxing Council supervisor for this one is Mr. Derek Mellon. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get the 2 fighters up to weigh in. First of all, she'll fight out of the red corner. This is Christina Jacobs. And her opponent fighting out of the blue corner to make her hometown debut as a professional. This is Sky Nicholson. So Christina Jacobs jumps onto the scales first of all. 57.3 for Christina Jacobs. So Christina Jacobs just over the 57.15 limit, so she will have 2 hours to make the weight. But next up, we'll get jumping onto the scales. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Sky Nicholson. 56.98 for Queensland's Golden Girl. This is Sky Nicholson. So this one, ladies and gentlemen, Commonwealth Featherweight title fight. This one, 10 by 2-minute round. So Christina Jacobs just over the 57.15 limit. Has 2 hours to make the weight. But this one here, for the Commonwealth title. So Nicholson up against Jacobs.
So Christina Mousy Jacobs just over the limit there. She'll have 2 hours to make this weight. We'll be joined by Sky Nicholson pretty shortly as well, ahead of, well, it's her domestic debut as a professional boxer. She's boxed all over the world in her first 4 professional fights, but finally here on this big Matchroom show, she is set to make her debut as a pro in Australia, and Sky can come and join us now. A bit of symmetry to it, don't you think? You won your Commonwealth Games gold medal here at home, and now you're fighting for a Commonwealth title, the first time as a pro here in Brisbane.
Yeah, I know, it feels like it's meant to be. Matchroom has delivered on everything we spoke about when I was signing to turn professional. I'm so excited to fight for my first title back here in Queensland.
You're obviously very excited. You get to be back here in front of your fans. Tell everyone here what it means to you to be able to fight for not just your first title, but a Commonwealth title back here in Australia, in Brisbane, in front of your own fans.
Yeah, I'm really glad this is the first title I'm fighting for. Obviously, winning the gold medal here in Queensland and the Commonwealth Games back in 2018. Yeah, like I said, it just feels like it's meant to be. I'm really excited to fight in front of an Aussie crowd and put on a show.
Good luck, Sky. All the best.
Yeah, good luck to Sky Nicholson and to Christina Mousey-Jacobs in making that weight and making this fight the Commonwealth title bout at featherweight that we'll see as part of this show tomorrow night. Now it is time for the heavyweights. Let's get them out. James O'Shea.
Thanks very much, Ben. Well, ladies and gentlemen, our heavyweight contest. We fight 10 by 3-minute rounds, IBF Intercontinental title. Your IBF supervisor for this contest is Mr. Adam Height. Ladies and gentlemen, the two fighters introducing to you first. He'll fight out of the red corner. This is Patrick Corte. And his opponent fighting out of the blue corner, Dempsey McCain. So Patrick Corte travels to us from Germany. 20 fights, 18 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss, 15 by way of knockout. 106.2. And next, jumping onto the scales, ladies and gentlemen, this is Australia's #1 ranked heavyweight in 2 of the governing bodies. He is world rated. This is Dempsey McCain. 114.06. So the heavyweights, ladies and gentlemen, Corte, McCain, IBF Intercontinental title. And a big reward at the end of this one if McCain can be successful, or will Corte play the role of party spoiler? Corte up against McCain.
That's our co-main event, the heavyweight bout. Undefeated is Dempsey McCain, and world ranked as well. We've talked all week about just how big an opportunity this is for him because there's huge names just around the corner, but he takes on Patrick Corte, who has knocked out 15 of his opponents in 18 wins with a draw and a loss on top of that. Looks like a pretty good heavyweight fight, Stevie.
It does, and I think you always have to put the heavyweights on a card. They definitely bring the excitement. They're both big punches. It's a very exciting matchup.
Would he be feeling the pressure, do you think? We'll ask him in a moment, Dempsey McCain, but there's already been all that talk about Anthony Joshua, Dillian White and plenty of others. Well, he's here now, so we may as well just get him in. The tower. Dempsey, do you start to think about those big opportunities? Eddie was talking about it yesterday. Everyone is talking about the potential that comes after a fight like this, but you've got to be wary of this man.
Look, this is always in the back of your mind, you know. The big fights have been there. We've been on the fringe of those big fights for quite some time now, so obviously it seemed a little bit more realistic now. The talk's getting a little bit more, and like Eddie said, a good performance here is going to set myself up for a big fight. So that's the mentality I'm going to go in with. Obviously, I'm not going to go in there and deter too much from my game plan. The fighter I am, I'm going to go in there, box smart, and when the power shots come, then I'm going to land them, and I'm going to put it in Patrick Corte and come away with the win.
What have you seen from Corte and what you've been able to watch?
Look, he's a big puncher, you know. Like, he's got 15 knockouts, 18 wins, so you know, he's not much of a boxer, but he likes to brawl, he likes to punch on, you know, so I'm just going to keep it long and straight and sharp, and, you know, the opportunity's going to be there. I'm a good boxer, I'm one of the best boxers on this planet, so, yeah, it's going to show come Saturday night.
Mate, we see you've got a great team with you. You brought a great team over in Kevin Mitchell. I'm sure you guys have derived a great game plan for this fight. Can you give us a prediction and how you get the victory on the night?
Look, it's always win by any means possible, but this fight is 100% going to end in knockout. You know, yeah, I'll put my life on that, my house, everything as well. Everyone else can put their house on it too. This is going to be a devastating knockout win, and I'm looking forward to it.
Well, there you go. You heard it here first from Dempsey McCain. Beat your house on a knockout win.
Good luck to Dempsey McCain. Yeah, that is a bold prediction and a strong one as well from Dempsey McCain, now co-mate the heavyweight bout between McCain and Patrick Corte. That takes us to the main fight, the one that we have all been waiting for between Liam Paro and Brock Jarvis. Plenty of drama through the course of the day and the week, but the fight is still to come. Let's weigh them in for this main bout in Matchroom's Australian debut. This is James O'Shea to get out Liam Paro and Brock Jarvis.
Well, thank you very much, Ben Damon. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the moment of truth, the time has come to weigh in our main event fighters. Matchroom presenting its first card here down under, and what a main event we have here. An all-Aussie showdown, a career-defining moment in Australian boxing, a career-defining moment for these two gentlemen. An all-Aussie fight with worldwide ramifications. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get them onto the scales. 12 By 3-minute rounds, we fight for the WBO Global Super Lightweight title. Champion versus challenger. First of all, fighting out of the red corner, this is the undefeated Sydney superstar, Brock Jarvis. And his opponent, who will fight out of the blue corner, originally from McCain, now Brisbane, the River City home, on the verge of a world title. This is Liam Paro. So, ladies and gentlemen, to jump onto the scales, first of all, this is Brock Jarvis from Cronulla, New South Wales, 20 fights, 18 by way of knockout, yet to taste defeat. This is Brock Jarvis! 63.4 for Jarvis, making the weight of 63.5. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, to jump on to the scales. He is rated number 2 in the world by the WBO. He is the reigning, defending champion of the WBO Global Super Lightweight division. This is Liam, the Prodigy Paro! 63.3. So both fighters make weight. Said history down under. We have our main event, undefeated versus undefeated. All Aussie showdown, Queensland versus New South Wales. This will be our main event of the evening. You'll watch it live on DAZN across Australia and the globe. We'll face the two fighters off. Mr. Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing presenting a cracking card of action here in River City, Brisbane, ladies and gentlemen. And this is the headline act. Well, this is it, ladies and gentlemen. Matchroom Boxing presents your main event of the evening. Paro versus Jarvis, undefeated versus undefeated. Queensland versus New South Wales, an all Aussie showdown with global ramifications. A career-defining night. Paro versus Jarvis, Brisbane. Make some noise!
Well, there is plenty of feeling in this one between Liam Paro and Jarvis. Will be joined by both of the fighters and their trainers very shortly. But Stevie, there's a bit of an atmosphere here.
There sure is, and so there should be. This is a massive fight for Australian boxing, and looking at both these boys, they look in tremendous shape. And just watching the weigh-in there, you think that they would have to favour Brock Jarvis the weigh-in. Coming up the weight class, he looks is really good. Well,
we've been joined by the legendary Jeff Fennick and by Brock Jarvis. In here, Jeff, if you would. Brock, I don't know why you'd put a shirt on when you're looking like that. How do you feel as a super lightweight?
Yeah, I feel great. First fight here, and I think it's going to be really good for me, to be honest, and looking forward to Saturday night.
Geez, there's a bit of a crowd behind him. He got the big cheer. It's something different for you when you're used to being the home fighter. How does it make you feel?
It's all good. I mean, it's great just the support here for boxing. I think you can see Australian boxing is really on the rise, and in Matchroom here, it's a massive platform, absolutely huge, to be honest, and to be a part of it and to be the main event, it's just unbelievable for me and really grateful to have the opportunity.
Stevie, do you have a question for Brock?
Yeah, look, you know, there was a few words going back and forth between you and yourself and Paro there. Can you tell us what was said maybe, and is the animosity real there? Do you blokes not like each other? What can the fans expect tomorrow night for this fight?
He's just saying a bit of rubbish, you know, whatever. It's in one ear out the other. I'm ready to fight. And
do you blokes not like each other?
Look, it's all business on my end. I'm here to fight.
Maybe we'll ask Jeff Fennick about that animosity, because he's been front and centre. Obviously, you and the Powers are very close families, but that seems to have gone out the window. What's going on, Jeff?
No, nothing's out the window. Look, in the heat of battle, we all argue and stuff. At the end of the day, my most important thing is my relationship with Angelo and his family. They're my family. They always will be. Brock's got a job to do tomorrow. Liam's got a job, and like I said, it'll be done. But like I said, we're both confident. We've both had a few heated words to say. But at the end of the day, we respect each other and we love boxing. And we're going to put on a great show.
What happens in this fight, Jeff? You will have pictured it and imagined it for a long, long time. Now that we're so close, how are you seeing it ending?
Like I said, I wouldn't have taken the fight if I didn't think we could win. I'm very, very confident. I mean, if you look at Brock, and looks have got nothing to do with who can fight. Look at Tyson Fury, the greatest heavyweight for 100 years, and he's got a body like he's never done a thing. So it's nothing to do with that, but I just know that the work that this kid's put in to be where he is today is second to none, and we're really excited. Maybe we can ask Stevie Sparks, because Stevie's in the division, and I don't know, what do you think, Steve?
I've got my eyes on this fight. You know, I'm a 140-pounder myself, so I'm very excited to watch, not just because you're in my division, but as a fan. I think this is a great fight. My prediction, I'm going to go with you, Brock Jarvis. I think you stop Liam Paro late.
Well, there we go. That's
the unpopular opinion.
The prediction for Stevie. What about, let's get what Brock thinks happens in this fight.
Oh, I'm here to win. I've put in so much work into this, and yeah, I'm prepared for a 12-round war, and that's what I'm expecting. So I'm here to win.
All right, we'll let you go. Thanks
Good
so
luck,
much,
boys.
and good luck tomorrow night, Jeff Fennick, and of course Brock Jarvis. And now we'll bring over the home fighter, the world number 2 at super lightweight, undefeated Liam Paro. How are you feeling with this huge crowd here to support you?
Yeah, I feel really good. You know, made weight easy. I love this, man. It's it's now the business end, the talking's done, and I can't wait to get it on.
You must love it even more, though, here at home, because you've had to travel, you've done training camps overseas, but now you're here in Brisbane in your home state with a big crowd and a monster event. How does that make you feel in terms of where you're at in your professional boxing career?
It makes me super excited, you know, make a statement in my home state here in Queensland. I can't wait, and yeah, man, it's going to be exciting tomorrow night.
Stevie?
Alfie, firstly, good luck with the fight. Can you tell us, maybe give us a bit of an insight to Liam's camp? You know, were you over there in America? How was Liam when he got back? And yeah, just give us a bit of an insight.
Liam did a really deep camp in the US for this one, so he did about 15 weeks in total, but he did 12 with a dear friend of ours, Steve Rowlands, over there getting the best sparring in the world and preparing the best he can for this fight. And he come here with 3 weeks to go to finish off camp with me, and yeah, look, like I said at the press conference, the kid's in the best shape of his life and there's no excuses.
All the best.
Alfie, how have you been feeling about the back and forth with Jeff, someone who's been around all your life but is now firmly in the opposition camp?
I mean, yeah, look, it is what it is, and we've gone back and forth, and I've said my piece on that. No need to repeat myself a million times. I feel the way I do, and you know, at the end of the day, the best man will win, and we'll go from there.
Okay, we'll get the final word from Liam Paro then. We've got predictions from everyone, not from you just yet. What happens in this fight?
Well, it's Paro Day. Paro time, baby, 23-0.
Thank you so much, Liam Paro, Alfie DiCarlo, and good luck in this fight. It is a cracker.
Good luck,
Cheers.
boys.
So there we go. We've heard from our main event fighters and this stacked undercard as well. Stevie, it's exciting, isn't it, just to be involved with an event like this that's causing so much feeling. And the man who's brought it all to town, Eddie, we'll get you in between the pair of us. So you must be pretty happy with the emotion and the atmosphere that's building.
Yeah, it's a great fight, great main event, great card, 7 championship fights, 6 defeats on the entire card, and a lot of great fights. Of course, the main event is a great fight. I mean, it's a bit uncomfortable for Steve. I like this from our new superstar TV presenter that doesn't sit on the fence. Yeah. You know, a lot of people wouldn't have given a prediction there, but the Australian boxing scene is torn in this main event. It's a tremendous fight. Brock Jarvis is unproven at 140 pounds, but I think it's really going to suit him. He looks so strong, so good at the weight, but Liam Paro is a world-class operator, and I think it's a great 50-50 fight.
Are you ready to jump in between the Fennicks and the DiCarlos? Because they say that that's all behind them, but there is a lot of feeling here, Eddie.
Yeah, I mean, look, Angelo's twice the size of Jeff, but I think Jeff's more scary, to be fair, and you know, it's good. There's a lot of emotion. Brock's like a son to Jeff Fennick, and you know, Liam Paro's been with Angelo for a long time. It's what we want. You know, we want that spice, and if you sit down and talk to Jeff Fennick for more than 30 seconds, you're convinced that Brock Jarvis is a world beater, and he's been saying it for a long time, and Jeff Fennick knows his boxing. So I expect a great performance from him tomorrow night. I think Liam Paro is also in the shape of his life. I think it's a tremendous card, and I think we're going to get from top to bottom a great night of action.
Just as impressive as those two on the scales has been Stevie Spark with the microphone. Do you want to ask Eddie a couple of questions?
Yeah, look, I got my big fight coming up with Montana Love. Not overlooking him, but there's obviously a potential there for myself to fight one of these top 140-pounders back in Australia here, and a huge all-time Australian 140-pound fight. So I've got to take care of business on November 12 against Montana Love and knock him out.
I don't think that was a question. That was
It's
an
a
order.
statement.
That was an order.
He was fine with it before, but now he's pitching up.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
you can understand what he's saying. It does make sense, and I'm sure
yeah.
you've got big plans. Let's talk about that. What is the plan for the winner of this fight? They go straight up the world rankings. They're in a fantastic position. What are you going to do?
I mean, look, you've got Paro sort of moving from number 1 to number 2 in the world, waiting for that title shot against Josh Taylor. I think that title would become vacant. Stevie's going to be very well placed in the world rankings if he can beat Montana Love. And that's a big fight, Stevie Spark against the winner of this fight. Obviously, the winner of this fight will also be looking for a shot at that WBO world title as well. But these are the kind of fights that you need to make. And whoever that is against, we want to keep making big fights in Australia. Paro or Jarvis against Josh Taylor or Teofimo Lopez, or an all-Australian fight for a world title would be fantastic. But there's a lot of people worried about this guy here. You know, it took me a while to get someone to accept him in a fight. Montana Love was the guy that accepted it. It's a tremendous fight, November 12th. And you know, another big Australian fight, this time on the other side of the pond.
He could fight and commentate as well and host the press conference, so no dramas at all. Do you have a prediction? Who do you think wins this main event? A lot of us are going back and forth and tossing one way or the other. Have you settled?
I think a lot of people are talking about Paro outboxing him on points or Brock Jarvis sort of forcing a late stoppage. I actually don't think this fight will go 12 rounds either way. I think this fight will end between rounds 9 and 12. I'm not sure which way it's going to go. I think people underrate Paro's power. How's Brock Jarvis going to stand up to any counter power at 140? We just don't know. And how can Liam Paro, you know, sustain the aggressiveness of Brock Jarvis? He's going to be all action. It's going to be a tremendous fight from start to finish, but I don't think we'll hear the final bell.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you so much, Eddie. We'll let you go. We'll wrap up proceedings here from the weigh-in. Thank you to Stevie Spark. You enjoy that?
Yeah, it was great. It's great to be a part of it. I want to do more of this sort of stuff. It's great.
Well, we'll see you tomorrow night on DAZN, because that's when we'll see the Australian debut of Matchroom Boxing. They're in Brisbane for this outstanding fight and this outstanding fight night. You'll see it from 6 p.m. local time on DAZN via Matchroom, of course. The main event is Liam Paro and Brock Jarvis. Can't wait to call all the action. I'm Ben Damon. I'll see you at the fights.